Construction is dragging on 19th Street in front of Texas Tech, and it's proving to be a big obstacle for students in that area. KCBD News Channel 11's Joshua Ramirez spoke with some Red Raiders about navigating the work zones.
He joins us live from 19th and University with how the project is affecting everyday life for drivers. Joshua?
Karen and Abner, I'm here at the edge of construction on 19th Street. Now, our viewers may remember I was in almost this exact same spot back in September, and what I can tell you just by looking is not much seems to have changed since that time. This project now becoming an issue for those who travel this road the most.
It's definitely a hassle. It's been there for a while. It was something that I was hoping would be done a little bit quicker.
He's not the only one hoping the majority of the work on 19th Street would be completed by now. In an initial release sent out in July, the TxDOT project manager said milling work and the reconstruction of the outside lanes of 19th Street from Memphis to University would be complete in roughly 4 months. Now the work is causing problems for students.
And the lights are placed in kind of a weird way, so like the road was covered in gravel, and it's just like you didn't have enough time to stop, and you couldn't tell the person in front of you was stopping because the traffic was just weird, and I got rear-ended.
Some students worried about damage to their cars as they navigate through the work site.
Sometimes, but definitely crossing the street from one side to the other gets annoying, especially in a car, because it's like 4 inches of drop everywhere, so you really feel it in your car, and I feel like I'm gonna break something.
I just drove off the edge the other day because I couldn't see at night. And I didn't really at night, it's half the lane.
That construction getting more difficult to travel at night and during Red Raider home games.
Weird to navigate, especially with all the lights, and they have the little gravel paths to get onto the roads that aren't connected to a light.
If there's any games around here, it gets really, really congested.
Even on a normal day, this is often what you'll see driving down 19th Street. Bumper-to-bumper traffic and more than a mile of construction at a standstill.
Definitely should be fixed by now. Like, I don't understand why it's taking so long.
Now, we did reach out to TxDOT as well as the project manager overseeing the construction here on 19th Street, but we haven't gotten a response yet. Now, as far as the project goes, the area between University and Memphis is only phase 1 of this more than $26 million undertaking. Now, when the project is completed, it will see improvements made from Memphis all the way to east of the interstate, but that is not expected until 2025. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Joshua.